Hello and welcome to a Blaseball of the fourth week of fall ball. Attendance continues to increase, but not enough to unlock the artifact, so we gain no more insights into the formation of Blaseball. But this week, we did gain a lot of other information. Firstly, from the frequently asked questions page. We learnt that fall ball will continue in its current format, one player to each team per week, until the 30th of December when the pre-season ends. After the pre-season will be opening day, when the app is released and Blaseball returns, but there is still no guaranteed date for that. We were also granted further insight by the introduction of team bios, an official overview of the history of the teams, which includes stats, previous notable players, and lots of puns. Crabs gain Reese Clark from the shadows of the Spies where they retreated in Season 23, having batted for the team since Season 1. When last seen, they were scattered and had a Fire Eater item. The Shoe Thieves collect Fish Summer from the Georges lineup. Fish has previously played for the Tigers, Moist Talkers, Tacos and Crabs, and was a Fire Eater and scattered. Falling to the Jazz hands was Sigmund Castillo, previously a Sunbeams pitcher. They have also batted for the Lovers. Before Black Hole entry, they were a negative and scattered. Dun Keys joins the Sunbeams, having spent all of their Blaseball career with the Flowers. Dun was an alternate. The Millennials add Ryujin Gozi to their roster. They arrive from the shadows of the Breathmints, having only joined the ILB in Season 23. And the Moist Talkers obtain Abner Pothos from the Garage's shadows. Abner previously played on the Antarctic Fireballs and the Rising Stars, making them the second player from prehistory to fall. They had the Returned and Ego 3 modifications. Dale collect Yurt's Buttercup, who has always been a Georges batter, and as such is evolved to base 1. Mummy Malcon joins the Wild Wings from the Tigers lineup. They evolved to base 1 with the team and have caused the incineration of a rogue umpire. They were scattered. The Garages acquire Jesus Rodriguez from the Pies shadows, where they have never seen active play. The Georges gain Doc Cash, who comes from the shadows of the Garages, having been Gachapond from the Tigers. They have also never seen active play. Stevenson Heat falls to the Tigers. They were a Fridays batter and spent their whole career with them, during which time they became an alternate, friend of Crows, and gained a parasite item. Whilst the Magic add Mooney Doctor 2, following the fall of Mooney Doctor last week. They come from the Breathmints rotation and have plenty of modifications, with alternate, friend of Crows, ×2, reload, underhanded, and they were in possession of a trader item. The Flowers add Spears Taylor from the Fridays rotation. They also played for the Tigers and Pies. Spears has a lot of modifications, with alternate, negative, seeker, siphon, walk in the park, and a repeating item. The Mechanics gain Jackson Buckley, who was last seen pitching for the Pies. They have also spent a brief period with the Rising Stars. Jackson is a Fire Eater, Subtractor, and has Ego 3. Falling to the Lovers is Mordecai Kingbird, from the Fridays lineup, but they joined the ILB with the Georges. Mordecai was an alternate, negative, and had a smooth item before they entered the Black Hole. The Firefighters catch Francisco Object, who falls from the Flowers shadows, and has never seen active play, but still had possession of a traitor item. The Fridays collect Silver Semiquaver, who was a Tacos pitcher and played for the Lift. They were scattered when last seen. Jesse Treadwell falls to the Breathmints, from the Spies shadows, where they have never seen active play, but were still scattered. The Lift acquire Vernon Cotterpin, who came from their shadows, making them the first team to do a direct acquisition. However, Vernon has never seen active play. Margarito Nava joins the Spies, having previously batted for the Flowers since the return of Blaseball. They were a fire eater and had the green light modification. The Tacos receive Elvis Figueroa from the Sunbeams rotation, but they had been traded between the Pies more than once. Elvis was scattered, a negative, and had a maximalist item. Falling to the Worms is Johnny Boy Asta, who comes from the Fridays Shadows. They have never seen active play, but due to a blessing became a negative and alternate. Pudge Nakamoto falls to the Pies, having been in their shadows, but also having played for the Breathmints, Spies and Worms. Pudge has the Roman modification, and it is this that allowed them to leave the Hall of Flame twice, as one of a handful of players who have been incinerated more than once. And the Stakes add Baby Sliders to their roster. Baby came from the Sunbeams Shadows and has never seen active play, but was still scattered. Each team now has 4 players each. The Shoe Thieves have seen the least of their Season 24 players return, after the Fridays got 4 this week. The Sunbeams and Tigers are joint with the Pies for most players fallen. 96 players have fallen, 51 of them from teams' shadows, 23 from rotations, and 22 from lineups. 2 players from prehistory have fallen, but 55% of fallen players have been in the ILB since Season 1. Thank you for joining me for another Blexplanation. I'll be back with more Blaseball fun and facts soon, but until then, rejoice, play ball.